Hello and welcome to the first video to our Lemonade Basics tutorial series. In the next couple of videos, you will learn how to make this catch game in Lemonade. We'll teach you how to get started with the engine, create your first scene, and implement a couple of useful scripts. New episodes will be published frequently, so you'll soon be able to create your own small game project. Today we're going to set up the scene for our game. After opening the engine for the first time, you'll see this. On the right side, you can find the inspector and all the objects in our current scene. Here we have a cube, the ground, and the camera. First, we remove the objects we don't need. We'll keep the camera as well as the light source. We want the shadows it produces, but we're going to delete the other objects. To do so, select those objects in your inspector and click on the little minus button right here. Now we want to add new assets. Let's add a small character first. We have this cute little bee in our asset store. The asset store is at the bottom of your screen. Here you can choose the type you're searching for. Choose Mesh and type in bee in your search bar. There it is. I'll simply drag and drop it into the scene now. You can press right-click and navigate through the scene with your WASD keys. Or simply double-click on the bee in your inspector to zoom in. Okay, done, but we still need a playing field. First, I'll grab a little grass bush. Type it in the search field and there it is. Drag and drop, done. Move your objects over so you can see them better, like so. Click them and use the little arrows to move across the axis. Now we need something for the ground. I'm just going to scroll through the asset store and look for an object that suits our need. Something for a ground. How about this one? Oh, the block is a bit too big. I'll move it down so that it sits on the ground. The bee, on the other hand, looks a bit too small. Let's scale it up. Click on the object in your inspector. Under 3D Object, you can find the transform settings. They are hidden under this little arrow. Click it and look for Scale. Let's type in 2. So much better. Now let's add a few more objects. How about a tree? I'll take this one. Let's move it over a little bit, like that. Great. Let's add a bush. Drop that in as well. Move it over. And of course, we can't forget our lemon house. There it is. Okay, the house is huge. We need to scale it down first. Click it and adjust the scaling on all 3 axes so it scales proportionally. That looks fine. 0.2. And much better. There we go. Right now the scene still looks pretty dark. To fix that, let's click on the light source and increase the intensity. Let's say to 2.5. Now we can see the objects more clearly, but they aren't casting any shadows yet. To make that work, I'll enable the shadow options for each object. Click on your object and look for the Receive Shadow and Cast Shadow option. Enable it and done. Let's do it for all our objects. I'll speed this process up a little bit for you. Now we have shadows, but there are still some ugly lines here. We can remove them by lowering the shadow bias slightly. Click your light source and scroll down in your inspector until you see shadow bias. At around -0.2, it looks good. Okay, the lighting is fine, but maybe we want to adjust the atmosphere. For that, we go to the environment maps. Scroll up in your inspector, click on the root, and look for environment map. Right now, parking is active. Let's remove that. Click on the little bin icon. Now let's look for a new environment. Click on the search icon right here, and your asset store changes its filter to HDR images. Okay, let's see. How about this one? Okay, I don't know. What about this one? I'm not quite happy with that. What about this? Yes, great. That looks good. For the background, we could just use a solid color. Or we could use the environment map as the background. With your wood selected, look for the environment section. Click on background mode and select color. Now we can simply change the color to, let's say, blue. Alternatively, you could choose environment map and you'll see the HDR image we chose for our lighting in the background. We can also blur it if needed. For this, simply increase the background blurriness setting. Now there's just one thing left. Our playing field is too small. Right now we only have one grass block. So let's duplicate it a few times and move the new blocks around a bit. With the block selected, go to your inspector and click the duplicate icon right here. The duplicated object is selected already and you can use the arrows now to adjust its position. Now let's do that a few more times. Maybe I'll also vary the height a little bit to make it look more natural. Finally, I'll adjust the positions of the bee and the other objects. Okay, now we've created a first nice scene. In the next video, we'll work on our first script to make our bee move with our keyboard. Stay tuned!